Hello. I am here to warn you that Ronnie is bad. She's trying to teach you slang words that people use in real life, and maybe you're gonna get offended by it. So if you're offended, turn it off. Do it now. You have 2 seconds.
Hi, I'm Ronnie. Back at you, teaching you some more slang, teaching you some more things that nobody teaches you. Are they scared to teach you? I don't know, but I'm not afraid to teach you anything. Today I'm going to be telling you about prostitutes. What is a prostitute, you may ask? Let me do this for you. $10? A prostitute is basically a woman or a man who sells their body for sex. They're also called sex workers or escorts. These are all the same. It's just fancy names that people like to say for prostitutes. What I'm here to teach you, though, is the slang. Why do you need to know the slang? Is it funny? Yes. Is it important for English? Is it important? Yes. Because movies. Have you seen the movie Pretty Woman? Julia Roberts? In the movie Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts plays a hooker. She's a prostitute. Melanie Griffin in a movie called Call Girl or Working Girl plays a prostitute. And the man that likes hamsters a lot, Richard Gere, he plays a male prostitute in the movie American Gigolo. So, prostitution is all around us. It is not something that you can hide away from. It's not something that you can pretend doesn't happen because it's out there and it's real. And I'm going to teach you some slang for it. Slang with Ronnie. Hookers. All of these words here are words in slang for a prostitute. All of these words here are for women prostitutes. We're going to go through the pronunciation because this is important. The first word is hooker. Then we have whore. Please notice the W is silent. We don't say whore. We just say whore. Ho. This is way too common, in my opinion, in a lot of gangsta rap videos and gangster rap songs. They're always talking about hoes and bitches. Please. More common, because it's more, I guess, old-fashioned, is if someone is a lady of the night. Da, da, da. She's not a vampire. She's a hooker or a prostitute. Call girl. I think this was the name of the movie with Melanie Griffin, but it was Working Girl. You call the girl who's an escort, and she will come wherever you are and have sex with you, and you give her money. Perfect. Working Girl was the name of the movie with Melanie Griffin. We also call prostitutes streetwalkers because they literally walk the street looking for money. A tart, not a strawberry tart, but a tart is also a prostitute. A strumpet, what a good word. Slag. Slag we use also to say for someone who just has sex with many people. They don't necessarily get paid for it like a prostitute, but they have sex with lots of people. So a slag, a slut, and a skank mean two things. They mean a prostitute or someone who just has sex with a lot of people for free. Should be getting paid for that, girl. Harlot. This is a very old-fashioned word, and I'm sure it would be in really old movies with Elizabeth Taylor. She was a harlot, was she? Well, I don't know. One of my favorite words that I learned growing up working in the trucking industry was a lot lizard. A lot lizard. This is cool. So a lot lizard is specifically a prostitute that works in parking lots. So a lot of men drive transport trucks from point A to point B. They get lonely on the road and they sleep in truck stops. You will see this a lot in American TV. where there's a truck stop and they have a diner and they're having lots of food and drinking coffee. Well, when you're sleeping in your truck late at night, inevitably there's going to be a knock at your window. This is a lot lizard. A lot lizard is a prostitute that works specifically at truck stops. Sometimes you'll see a truck or transport truck that has a sticker with a lizard crossed out. That means he doesn't want lot lizards or prostitutes knocking on his truck. We get into some more slang and some more pronunciation with a $2 hooker. Now, escorts, hookers, prostitutes, they can be very, very expensive or very, very cheap. If you charge $2, which means $2 for sex, there's probably a reason for that. And the reason is probably because this woman is a crack whore, a dope whore, or a coke whore. I'm not talking about Coca-Cola, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, coke is in the white powder, cocaine. Dope is usually heroin, and crack is crack cocaine. So any woman that's addicted to these drugs, we would call them a crack whore or a dope whore or a coke whore. They will sell their body not for money, but for the drug. As you can imagine, this is a huge problem. Television likes to take, and movies like to take, a lighter side of prostitution, saying, oh, look at the poor prostitute. But it's a serious problem that you can probably find out by now. Hollywood likes to sugarcoat. Where do prostitutes hang out? Where can you find them? If you've ever been to Amsterdam, it's legal. They have a red light district. But also many cities have what's called a red light district. A red light district means this is the area where you can find prostitutes. In Toronto, do you know where that is? I can take you on a tour of Toronto. I will take you to what's called Hooker Harvey's. Have you been there? Hi, guys. Hooker Harvey's is a restaurant, but it's actually for men or women to pick up prostitutes. So you can go to Hooker Harvey's on Tours with Ronnie. There is, if prostitution is legal, there are places called brothels. A long time ago, prostitution was legal. It's called the oldest profession in the book, or the oldest profession in history, because brothels at one time were really, really common or popular. A brothel is a place where a man or woman could go and actually buy a prostitute, and they could have sex or do whatever they do in the room in the safety of the brothel. In Canada, brothels are illegal, and most prostitutes are forced to have sex in alleyways or dirty hotels or wherever they want, really. A slang for a brothel is a whorehouse. As you can see, we get this word again. W is silent. There's also someone who is a really, really bad person. This is a pimp. Now, a pimp is usually a man, and the pimp basically owns the call girl or owns the hooker. She has to give a percentage, if not all, of her money to the pimp. You're going to see this a lot in movies. It's a man, he's usually got crazy clothes on, carries a cane, crazy hat, gold teeth. You know what I'm talking about. Pimp is a man who actually owns the hookers. A madame would be the woman that owns the whorehouse. And she would be like the pimp. She would get a cut of the money or some of the money from the prostitutes. So this isn't a wonderful thing to do. You can't be really rich and wonderful because there's always someone taking your money. In Canada, like I said, it is illegal and you are not taxed. There's one thing in Canada, we don't have to pay tax if you're a prostitute. We also have male prostitutes. Yay! So, strictly for women. So this means a man who only will have sex with women, he's called a gigolo. There's a movie called American Gigolo, starring Richard Gere. And this is where this movie comes from. We can also call male prostitutes male escorts, rent boy, hustler, pay for gay, or rough trade. These ones that I've written down here are usually men that have sex with other men. But like I mentioned before, the gigolo has sex with the women. There are some other places around the city, in a red light district or in big cities, where you can get escorts or get sexual favors for a price. There's a really famous one in Slang that's called Rub and Tug. Now, this is advertised in newspapers or in phone booths if you're in London as a massage parlor. A massage parlor, you're going to get a back rub and they're going to rub something else for you. So in Slang, we don't call them massage parlors because we know that you're not getting a massage. It's called a rub and tug. Rub means that you touch, and tug, yeah, you get it. Good. Also, you can find a lot of prostitutes or strippers at a strip club. The slang words for strip clubs are ripper bar. It comes from the word strip or stripper. The rippers, and also the peelers. Peelers means they peel off their clothes really seductively. And then they want coke from you and money. And yeah, it's really good. And then you spend a lot of money on beer. We have two very famous strip joints in Toronto. Like I've mentioned before in my videos, I will be doing tours of Toronto. I can point you in that direction, not going in. If you'd like to know where that is, give me a shout out on Facebook. Please be very careful out there if you're involved in any of this, and stay safe.